Hey leaders, I'm here with Jung, who has led our counseling center, New Creation Counseling Center, for over 20 years now. So John, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, both personally and professionally?
Yeah, sure. I came here to Gainsburg in 1990, started the counseling center in 1995. Had been in public mental health before that, had been a counselor for 40 years. Been married for 44 years this year, 2 kids, 6 grandkids.
Awesome.
Life is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, recently I was at a class with Pastor Chris and Pastor Lisa, and they talked a lot about how emotions can be our flags from our day. And as you think back over your day, where there was stronger emotion, that's kind of where the activity was of what hit us. But I know many of us, myself included, struggle to be aware of our emotions. So how can we personally grow in our self-awareness?
Great question. I think it's a discipline to be aware of your emotions, to be aware of what am I really feeling right now. Sometimes we kind of kid ourselves or hide that, like sometimes, for example, fear looks like anger, that sort of thing. So what comes out is anger, but what's really happening is fear. So we really have to take a look at, so what is really going on with me? What am I really feeling? And then own that and be honest about that.
So then once you're aware, say you felt some anger or fear from the day, then what should you do with that?
Yeah, well, the first question then I ask is then, so what was my role in that? What was my part in that? To own whatever, I needed to do, should have done, could have done about that. And then once you do that, once you speak the truth to yourself, then you're free. It's okay. And you can own the fact that, yeah, boy, I kind of screwed that up. Or, gosh, I don't know why I was fearful about that, or whatever that might be. But if you own it, that's the truth, and truth sets you free.
That's great. And now how about within our groups? How then within our groups can we cultivate more of a self-awareness or help others cultivate a self-awareness?
Yeah, I think that comes from trust level, and so, some groups have been together for many years, and the level is high of trust. It just takes time to build that, but, when you set the atmosphere of, this is, the Christian faith is really all about ownership of our own sin, and so if we can set that kind of tone, that's freedom for the group too, and that makes the trust level higher, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've once heard a question of, having leaders finish this question in a journal, perhaps. Right now I'm thinking, and right now I'm feeling, and just to cultivate those awareness of that feeling. I've also heard it said that if you can change the word from feeling to thinking, it's a thought, not an emotion. So if you say right now I'm feeling, but if you can change out that to thinking, it might be more of a thought. Do a lot of us have thoughts that maybe are more thoughts than emotions? Yeah,
I think it's all about, for me, it's all about the discipline of that. Our emotions are going to be there. They're real, and they're for a reason, but we have to take ownership of them. Just because we feel it doesn't mean that we can't control it. And that's the thing where the thought comes in of, I have to own the fact that I'm really angry now, but what am I going to do with that? I have to take that captive.
Yeah. You've said that before. What does it look like to take every thought captive?
Yeah, to speak the truth to it. To recognize that this is how I'm really feeling. So then it's, what was my part in that? I love the recovery model of that 4th step of taking my fearless and searching moral inventory of what's my part in this. Once you can do that, then you're not blaming somebody else for your own thoughts, your own feelings.
That's good. So if we have a thought that's out of line with the truth of God or will of God, then the way we take that captive is to speak truth, whether that's scripture or whether that's what we know to be reality.
Exactly.
That maybe if we're feeling insecure, it's to speak truth that, man, I'm a dearly loved child of God. God created me with these gifts for a reason and purpose, and that's part of how we can speak truth to those thoughts and emotions.
I think that's right. The truth starts with self-awareness, truth about what's going on with me. And once we can do that, then we're okay. We can deal with other people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John.
Good.
Leaders, I really encourage you that as we dig into our level of self-awareness, it will only bless and help our groups become more self-aware, because we set that precedent. The more vulnerable we are, then the more honest our groups can be. John, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Matt.